morning, everyone. Happy Friday, and thank you guys so much for joining me today. We're going to talk about struggling to keep your faith. Maybe that's a place where you're at, or you've been there, or maybe you're going to be there. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the notification bell and like button and follow me here on social media so you can be notified when I go live and engage with me as we are in this together. Today, I want to talk about struggling to keep your faith. This is something I think that we all struggle with from time to time. And what do we do when we struggle to keep our faith? Which, for me, my faith is the foundation of who I am for all that I do. The foundation of my personal life, my family life, my work life. The core of who I am is my faith. And, but we go through struggles, whether it's the pressures of life, whether it's failure, rejection, um, pain, sickness, finances, relational things, maybe work life, home life, and work balance. We struggle at times to keep our faith. Do you ever ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Or, what did I do in order for this to happen? Can I tell you, life happens. And there's not a whole lot that we can do about it. Now, there's decisions that we make, and we will reap the benefits or the consequences of those decisions, but life happens. You can't guarantee if you're going to get sick or not get sick. If you could be great and you could lose your job for no other reason. Maybe the company isn't doing well. Maybe they're going in a different direction. There's a lot of reasons and a lot of pressures of life that we don't ask upon ourselves, that we don't do anything to get what is going on around us, but we struggle through the process. And there's a lot of people that are deconstructing their faith. But when you deconstruct something, you need to learn to build it back up. Now, faith should go through tests of time, reading your Bible. I'm not talking about the emotions and experience to determine what your faith is. What I'm talking about is your faith determines how you see and how you look back on life and deal with past rejections and failures and sickness and all of those kind of things. But our faith matures, it grows. When I first was saved, I first, met Jesus, encountered God, I saw things from one perspective. But as I've grown, as I've gotten into my Bible, as I've prayed, as I've connected more in relationship with Jesus, my faith has matured and grown. And it's been, ebbs and flows. There are days that I, am 100% faith filled, and the world is at my fingertips. And there's other days where, I look at things and I'm like, how is this going to happen? Or what is going to happen in this situation? But if we're struggling to keep our faith as our foundation, can I tell you, it's time to get back to the basics. It's time to remind ourselves of our first love, of why faith became a part of our life in the first place, and really getting back there. Now, I talk to a lot of people in regards to relationships and, married couples, and do premarital counseling, marital counseling, or I'd say coaching. And one of the things that I tell people is, when you're struggling in your relationship, because our faith is relationship, when you're struggling in a relationship, remind yourself of why you fell in love with them in the first place. Remind yourself of those first days. Go back to your first love and, remind yourself. And it helps in the process of what we're going through and how we deal with things. And so, get back to the basics. Can I tell you, go back and start fresh, wipe the slate clean, and start, open up a line of communication, talk to God, pray, open up your Bible and just start. God, I need you to speak to me. I need you to help me, direct me, and dedicate time away from the noise and the distractions of life so you can cultivate your relationship and continue to build your faith and rebuild your faith. As life tends to erode and deconstruct things, we need to continue to build. And if you've stepped away for a while, and you haven't been, praying, you haven't been seeking God, you haven't been reading your Bible, can I tell you, you haven't been listening to worship music, getting into the presence of God, I want to encourage you to take a moment today, step away, and begin to dedicate some time in your everyday to help build your faith and help you as you're struggling through. Struggle doesn't mean it's over. A struggle means that we come out stronger on the other side. So are you struggling to keep your faith? And what do you do when you are struggling? I want to tell you one of the greatest things that you can do is go back to the basics. Remind yourself of all who God is in your life, all that he has done, and get back into communication with him. I hope this has encouraged you. It's encouraging me. And if you have prayer requests, put that in the chat box. I'd love to be praying with you on this journey. Thank you guys so much for joining with me, and you guys have a great Friday. Peace.